right. All right. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
the Bonasai apostles and others at Great Millstone who do rule and teach well.
Shalom.
All right, and peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds so we can seal the elect and make it to the kingdom. All right, we are the brethren of the branch of Great Millstone out here in Wisconsin. All right, Lord willing, coming back to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. All right, Lord willing to feed the body and edify the sheep in all spirit, faith, truth, sincerity, and doctrine. All right, and as you can see with the title, all right, an angel told us that this city was gonna burn. Okay, and this is actually a true story. Okay, this is actually a truthful account. Okay, we were actually approached a few years ago by an angel. Okay, all right, in a weird situation, but
very spiritual
spiritual,
situation, very highly intense situation.
Yeah,
which led to this individual, which we through the spirit feel like he was an angel, because he pretty much saved us out of a riotous, tumultuous, bombarding of niggas.
A sea of niggers.
A sea of niggas.
He came and gave us a life raft, man, and pulled us out of that, man. No, for real.
Yeah, no, real talk.
And it was a lot of indicators that through the spirit we knew. Yeah. We knew he was an angel. Actually, this brother pointed. He knew first. You know what I mean? But an angel told us that this city that we're in, that we reside in, was gonna burn. Okay. Yeah. And what we want to present is the evidence of that fire. Yeah. Okay. That fire that's going on in the city, man.
He said, and he said it with such conviction, and
right.
It took us by surprise.
Yeah.
And that's how we knew that was an angel, and plus other things that we saw in this situation.
Oh yeah.
The
fact that the fact that he knew the meaning of our names.
Yeah.
He knew the meaning of our Hebrew names.
Yeah.
How can you explain that? Okay.
Maybe, hey, that's a faith. Mm-hmm. That's one of those, faith-based things, or a faith builder for us. That was a personal situation that we went through. But we'll never forget that.
That's right. Yeah. But he told us, he told us through the spirit, man. I believe. The other brother that was with us at the time, he asked the angel, well, what about Milwaukee? What about this city? He said, and then he said it so like, oh no, Milwaukee gonna burn, don't Milwaukee gonna burn. And you can see it. You can see it, man. Brothers, wherever city or town or state that you're in, you can see it, man. Jake, that place is gonna fall apart, man.
Yeah. So basically, the gist of this lesson is that's like a pretense.
Yeah.
For what's going to happen all over America, and so times are getting more rough, times are getting harder, and really you're really gonna have to lean on your Bahashem Yahushai. All right.
I got a precept.
You got it, bro.
This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
That's right. And Esau is making moves. All right. He's bringing in these new, executive orders. He's changing a lot. He's cutting federal aid to, that's linked to the poor, whether it be SNAP, food stamps, all right, SSI, Medicaid, Medicare. All of those things are going to affect the very poor, okay? Because we know ultimately his war is against the poor, so yeah, and things are getting serious. And what the brother's about to, show us, all right, because we was talking about this at class yesterday. We said we're going to do a lesson. It was so good, but goodness gracious, go ahead, bro. I mean, yeah, go ahead with your next precept, because it'll come back. It's gonna come back. Yeah, I'm gonna share right now.
But yeah, so let's look at all I ran across this video through the spirit. All right, this YouTuber. All right, he actually was doing a reaction video to what's going on right here in the city. You know, and the spirit had me actually come across it, and I realized he's talking about the city that we reside in.
Yeah.
You know, but I actually wanted to show the video, man, because what's going on is Jake is being attacked, okay, which and also judged. You know,
Yeah, that's what it is.
You
It's
see?
judgment.
he's being attacked through judgment. Well, you know, they're being attacked through judgment. But
That's right.
I actually want to go to this. Let me share the screen here. Yeah, let's go to this video here, and this is from this guy here, who we believe is a Jake. Okay, and what's the name of his page again?
Cash Jordan.
Cash Jordan. Okay, so free use.
Yeah.
Look,
Fair use. Fair
fair use. Like it.
no, it's all right. It's good.
Yeah,
I mean, it
free
is
use.
free.
Yeah,
Free,
yeah.
it's all over the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
it
right.
is free.
No, you know, YouTube.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot.
Sure.
But yeah,
Especially if he monetizes his page and stuff like that. So
I think I said free use in my last lesson too.
it's all good.
Fair use. Okay, we're not making any money off of this. All right, but
Educational purposes only.
it's educational purposes. You know, and so this guy Cash Jordan's page, this video here, 13 supermarkets. All right, what it says.
13 supermarkets abandoned Milwaukee
Yeah.
over theft epidemic.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to go ahead and play the video. Okay.
And
It's like,
I have to say this. This is in lieu of remember a few years back, they shut down the major Walmarts in Milwaukee, which left a lot of people devastated as well. So a lot of crime and a lot of, for lack of better words, in short, a lot of niggatry happens in Milwaukee, and I'm in every city in America, but the Lord is getting tired of you Negroes, all right, you Latinos and Native Americans, and so He's about to turn the trouble up a notch, all right, which is it's overdue. Because when we go out shopping or when we go to a regular convenience store, you get the worst of the worst type of niggas, rude, attitude. They don't know how to serve. They don't have no customer service,
right.
And we're coming to times where, the Lord is about to judge Jake, man. And, we see it live in color, but hey, it went back to what we were told years ago, when we had that encounter, So you got it, bro.
Because burn can literally mean fire, right? In which we know Babylon the Great, according to prophecy, will be burned with fire.
Yeah.
Okay. But also fire, as in
Affliction.
Affliction.
Yep.
Right. And these people, they're being afflicted. Okay, and it's only going to get worse, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this video here.
A grocery chain is closing multiple locations, and neighbors are furious.
Protesting the loss of a Milwaukee pick and save.
The business, it's closing several locations. Abril Preciado joining us live with a closer look at the community backlash now. It's been pretty strong, especially today.
This is just heartbreaking that this is happening to our community again, over and over again. Like, this is not fair.
Over and over again, this has been happening,
What are we gonna do? Like, this is the only big grocery store in the community.
In June,
Notice they only interviewing the women. You notice that? As it keeps playing, you're gonna notice that you only see the women coming up there, man. All right, but guess what? The women are the ones that are allowing this type of activity in the community.
The single parent household has devastated these communities, and so you got, the result of that is no education in the household, because that's what education starts. It really starts in the household. They're not bringing their kids up around, so it's an epidemic of children going to the store, stealing, doing all type of stuff, trying to go viral, and twerking in the house, and doing all type of stuff, fighting in the parking lots, all of that type of stuff, man. People quitting on the job, stealing stuff from the job. just all type of mayhem. It's just complete mayhem. And in Milwaukee, it's gotten, and it continues to get worse and worse.
And these brothers, they know firsthand.
Yeah.
This brother here, and two other beloved brethren, right? You used to work security at this exact pick and slave right here that you see on the screen. That's boarded up, man.
And that's 35th.
35th.
In North.
Oh man, even when I was younger and we used to go, I used to hate going to the store, man, because of the high level of niggatry, And I'm glad it's closed down, man. Yeah. But now you see Jake is panicking, right? And some of them should be panicking because what's going to happen? You got to think about who's going to be affected. It's going to be the elderly. Getting their medicine, right? Getting their medicine and certain foods that they need for health.
Well,
right?
If I may, sorry to cut you off. I went into the etymology of the word burn, and it's giving like different scenarios. And it says, one of them says to burn a hole in one's pockets. It says affect a person with a desire to spend. That's what you're seeing,
to burn a hole in your pockets.
No, it's good because I asked ChatGPT. Normally, I ask them about hypothetical scenarios, and it kind of gives you an accurate, a scenario of what might could happen, due to this.
I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and then we can go into that.
Why do they all keep
announced it would
closing?
close 5 Pick and Save grocery stores in the Milwaukee area.
5 stores in
including
Milwaukee.
Glendale, South Milwaukee, and Oak Creek.
These places are all shut
have
down.
to leave their house, go all the way over yonder, to go make some groceries when it could be one right here in the community.
Tisha Bully White says her family is feeling the toll. She feels the closure will force them to shop at more expensive corner stores and price them out altogether.
I do believe and stand with the people behind me that food is a right and we should have.
Well, it's not a right if so many people enter these grocery stores and take things without paying that the stores can't stay open.
Just a healthy food.
State Senator Dora Drake was present during
state
the rally.
senator, there we go.
She says she's working with local leaders to find the solution.
We can work together.
As doors officially closed,
How about arrest the
families
criminals?
are now left wondering where
The scriptures tell us that.
Yeah. No, it was emotions, but really there ain't no solutions. Ain't gonna be no infamous the infamous grocery stores with mostly Jake shop at. Those, hey man, Esau's cutting all of that, and they've been cutting stores here. So this is really big because this feeds all the niggas in the inner city. So it's big because these are the stores that they depend on these the most, So yeah, it's gonna definitely affect them.
So like, if I may add, it makes you think about 70 AD, right? During the time of 70 AD when they sacked the temple. Because what was the first thing that Esau did? He cut off the food supply.
Yeah.
He cut off the line. Like they couldn't even come out, to go get food and water. They cut it all off. And this is what's happened with Jake, man. And Jake don't realize that they're in the war right now, man.
Yeah. This is strategic, but hey, it's ultimately it's the Lord doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Food for our community, food for our families, food period. How are we going to survive?
How are they going to survive? Well, I did a little digging, and apparently the retailer is being accused of racism. This article says there are hundreds of grocery outlets in the Milwaukee region, and the complaint is not that these stores are gone. It's just that the people in the affected neighborhoods don't want to drive a few miles to the next location.
What do we want? Justice!
Justice!
It was the last day for the Pick and Save right near 35th and North. One of 5 grocery stores the parent company Kroger is closing in the Milwaukee area. Organizers of today's protest say
It's
the
not going to
loss
reopen.
is just another blow to the Metcalf Park neighborhood.
We're thinking about
Get the fat black Keisha right there.
2 Ezra chapter 9, start at 1 to verse 3. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Now, us measuring the time diligently is, seeing what's going on in the world, right? These news articles and aligning it with the scripture so we understand the times that we're in, right? This is how we can identify that we're in the end times, by looking at what's actually going on in the world and adding up the scriptures, Yahweh Shai even said it, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me. Yeah. And that's the way we follow him,
Yeah, we understand that it's the end, right? Yeah. It's the end of Esau's rulership, right? And Jacob's is coming right after that. Yeah. So we understand that this place has to go out the way it was brought in. It was brought in by bloodshed, fire, and destruction, right? So it's going to go out that way, man.
Right. What is the scripture? I sent fire on the earth. What will it if it already be kindled?
Luke 12 and 49. I got this precept. You got more?
Well, there's a verse, but
go ahead.
Read verse 2 again. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And I believe it's in Psalms 119 and verse 126 where it says, it is time for thee, O Lord, to do thy work, because they have made void of thy law. So, and that's Jake, they completely ignored what the prophets is out there telling you, right? And the Lord right now is visiting the world which he's made. You see, he's bringing judgment upon this place, and it's going to start at the house of the Most High, which is you Israelites.
Yeah, because they had ample time to get themselves right, because we've been warning them, for the last 8 years in Milwaukee. It was a big thing when we first came out here and started prophesying. Then you start seeing other Israelite groups emerge here in Milwaukee in the city. Yeah. We even had guys that tried to come and teach on our spot, and you had a few guys that that taught Midtown, mid in in the middle of the city, so they know what Hebrew Israelite, what it's about, and they know what we talk about,
That's right. One more verse, verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Yeah, this is another uproar. This is a somewhat it's a small level, but it's an uproar nonetheless.
It's gonna have a snowball effect. It's gonna get bigger, based off what you're gonna read later with the AI. Yeah, I got a precept for you. Oh, so where are you doing?
Yeah, I had 2 Ezra 4 and 26. No, go. Really quick, this is 2 Ezra 4 and 26. It says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more the more thou shalt marvel. The more thou shalt marvel, all right, for the world hasteth fast to pass away. It's okay, cool. So bear with me for a second, Salakia. All right, so 2 Ezra 4 and 26, it says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. Wow. It says, for the world hasteth fast to pass away and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. So this world is essentially is going to shit. All right. So there's a lot of things happening in the world, and it's getting closer and closer to, pretty much, failing, the mass famines, what do you call that? Plagues. Yeah, plagues. A lot of punishments about to come on this world, right? And it says it cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come, and that's what we've been telling everybody, that a new world is about to emerge. All right, the world of Jacob. All right, okay, which that's the everlasting kingdom. So it says, for this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and this is what we're witnessing, the turning upside down of the things that's sown in the earth. All right. It says, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So we got to see this place being turned upside down. Okay. Because that's a sign that the new world is emerging. You know, so
I got it.
you know, and the scriptures talk about miserable the cities.
Oh,
you know.
yeah. You talking about 2nd Ezra 9?
No,
it's in
Baruch.
I grabbed it.
4:31, I believe.
But it's the book of St. Luke, chapter 12 and verse 49. And it reads, I am come to send fire.
Great misery is probably a better fitting 8 and 50 as 2nd Ezra. Go ahead.
St. Luke chapter 12 and verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth. All right, this is the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It says, and what will I if it already be kindled?
Right. So it's already going to be kindled. Mm-hmm. All right. Meaning there's going to be things happening on the earth. All right. Like he was going into that the word fire.
Yeah. Burn.
Yeah. So, you know, everybody's going to feel that burn in more than one way, you know, until the big burn comes, which is that thermonuclear destruction. You know,
the big burn.
The big burn.
Yeah.
You got it.
You know, may I add something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually putting together a lesson going into, do you know that psychologists created a new term? It's called doom scrolling. All right. Mm-hmm. And doom scrolling is prominent within America, all over the world, but mainly here in America, for people that actually feed off of hearing negative news and judgments and death and destruction and things like that on TV and on social media. You see, and they become numb to it because it's been happening so much, man. Our judgment has become the new norm, you know, and it's going to get worse, right? Oh, yeah. But people are actually fantasizing about, you know, so like because of that, people are actually fantasizing about the apocalypse. They actually call it fantasizing, or it's like apocalypse fantasizing, you know. So like people don't want to die. They don't want to, the worst thing to happen, right? Yeah. But they're saying that, hey, look, but if the worst thing has to happen for me to get to peace, let it happen. You see what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
that's the mindset people are in right now, especially here in Babylon the Great, aka America.
Right. I just seen a video. I think when a brother posted dealing with somebody saying basically the same thing. You know, that this place had to go.
Yeah.
Like, he felt like, you know what I'm saying? He was coming to terms with it. I forgot exactly what it was. You got to
appreciate it. The one you mentioned in 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
And that's what the Lord is addressing. All right. So the scourge is going.
Scourges for amendment.
Yeah, scourges for amendment, meaning punishments. The Lord is bringing punishments to make this, you know, place better.
Yeah,
you know, in a sense. You know,
kingdom. Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Right.
Because these people, they walk in great pride.
Yeah.
And they hate the Most High. You know, right. We're constantly, consistently out there. You know, and that's the Lord's mercy, the men of the Lord. You know. So the more they scoff, the more they be proud, the more these things that's going to come anyway, you know. So yeah, it's set for these times. So it's inescapable, and that's what the Lord is making. So it ain't just, you know, our city, but we know what's going to happen to this city because we know it all too well. You know, we know the people all too well. All right, and this is going to happen in a city near you. You know.
God, and then the angel gave us the heads up.
Yeah, he did.
A couple of years ago, man. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just gradually happening, man. But it's happening faster and faster, quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
13 supermarkets closing within one city is a big freaking deal.
In Milwaukee, you know, I mean, we can't express it good enough, but yeah, I mean that right there. It just, these people are going to be in dire straits, and I'm going to kind of get into that AI thing. So, you know, I asked ChatGPT. So grocery store closure impact. So give me a scenario, 13 grocery store closings at once. And this happened overnight at once. Yeah. All right. All at once.
Yeah.
They just shut these stores down. All right. So it says at once in a low income neighborhood with food stamps being cut. So we know the big, what was it called?
The Big Beautiful Bill.
The Big Beautiful Bill that was just passed. And so that's going to impact a lot of people who on government assistance.
Yeah, Social Security too. They have to take away money when it comes to government. What do they call that? Government assistance.
Yeah.
You know, which all of those categories. WIC, public housing. You know, SNAP. All of that falls under even child support. Okay, falls under government assistance, man. You know, and Trump took billions away from that, bro,
and put it
into alligator Alcatraz, man. What is that? No. What is that? ICE. You know, ICE.
Those camps that they set up.
Yeah, and they're setting up more camps. It's just it ain't just just. It's gonna be more, you know. So it says here's a detailed scenario of 13 grocery stores closing at once in a low-income neighborhood, combined with food stamps, SNAP benefits being cut, showing the cascading social, economic, and emotional consequences. We're seeing somewhat of that with those interviews, right? So it's a scenario, the food desert crisis, because that's exactly what it's going to be. You know, it says location, a densely populated urban neighborhood, primarily low-income housing or households. Majority rely on public transportation, SNAP benefits, and local stores for essentials, and that's true. All right. Trigger event, corporate consolidation. All right. To consolidate something is to pretty much take it all up, you know, or expand or to take. All right. So it says a regional grocery chain announces the closure of 13 underperforming stores due to declining profit margins and high operating costs. People stealing, people doing all sorts of things, you know, stealing money and all that type of stuff. Yeah. You hear that a lot too.
God. Because you got Jake, you know, Jake can get on TV and admit to that.
Yeah, hell no.
No snitching. You know, but look, now you ain't got no food, man.
Right.
You know? And it's only gonna rapidly affect these people, man. You know, because a lot of these people, most people don't have a car. You know, now you know how many black women, so-called black women, with 300,000 and climbing.
Oh, lost
their jobs, man. You know,
it's funny you mentioned people don't have a car. Milwaukee is notorious for people riding around. I'm talking about notorious for people riding around. They don't have no license plates.
No license.
Or license
stolen.
Suspended, cars stolen, car not registered, all of that type of stuff. That this city is notorious for that. You say over 50% of the drivers or more, I'm talking about more, that don't even have a license, that's just driving cars that's not registered or, you know, stolen or whatever, you know, and that's really a big thing up here. So they go and they ain't even thinking about, you know, going to another city or, you know, a county to go to a grocery store. You know, they're risking their freedom. But it says number 2 here, it says SNAP cuts enforced. Around the same time, a federal rollback on food assistance cuts SNAP benefits by a percentage for all recipients in the area. Inflation spike, rising transportation and food distribution costs raise prices at remaining stores and gas stations. This is immediate impact. Residents' reactions, panic buying and hoarding at remaining stores, which is going to be the corner stores.
They are, man.
You imagine everybody going to the corner store to buy stuff? Yeah. They're going to hike prices up, man.
And you know Ishmael going to hike them.
Man,
hike the hell out of them prices,
now,
man.
For bottle of spring water is $5 just for a gallon of spring water. Yeah. Ask me if I ain't lying. It says elderly and disabled residents unable to travel to stores now miles away. And you were saying that the elderly is going to be affected the most because a lot of people own their houses in the Milwaukee area. A lot of Jakes own their houses up here. You know, and a lot of them are old, retired. A lot of them are, what do you call them? Greek society niggas that fraternity, sorority. You see that a lot around here too.
Yeah.
You know,
but then a lot of them, a lot of those women, those older, elderly women, don't have children. All right, they don't have children, man. I'm talking about, here in this city, they don't have children, man. All right, so who's going to, go to the store for them, or make that run for them, man? Hey, man,
go all the way across the other side of town to get time.
Man,
20, 25 minutes.
It's about to get bad, man.
Yeah, it says working single parents with no cars now must choose between paying for ride shares or going hungry. Public services overwhelmed. Food pantries and churches run out of supplies within days. City transit sees a surge in overcrowding on routes to outlying stores. ERs reported increased cases of malnutrition, dehydration, and stress-induced illnesses. And that's happening. That's been happening.
Right.
It's going to happen at a higher rate.
So imagine this. Jake stressed out, right? On top of that, they're eating the little Cheetos, fudge cakes, all these different types of things so now as their blood pressure is rising, they start to get sick. It's just, so much is coming out of that.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And then don't forget we're still in the middle of summer.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
You're still in the middle of summer, man. People malnutrition and famished.
Yeah, and it's gonna get bad really fast. In a lot of cities too. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad. So it says local economy crushed. Hundreds of employees, mostly part time. We didn't even talk about that. How many Jakes just lost their job?
Oh yeah.
With most likely they didn't give Jake the heads up.
No.
Hey, we're putting in a 2-week notice just to let you guys know we're closing the store.
No, some stores knew that they were going to close down. Like for instance, the one on Silver Spring. They knew they were going to close down. Even the security guard was like, "Yeah, we closing in 2 weeks." He looked as sad and shit.
Well, that probably was his, only legal, way of income. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, 35th and North Avenue, they definitely didn't get the heads. No. Yeah, right. I do not, man.
Everybody over here.
Demons over there, man. But,
man.
I got a precept right quick.
Okay,
and then I got a word.
It's just a little bit more too, so it ain't gonna be too much.
Because I know we're gonna go into employment.
Mm-hmm.
But this right here, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 31 and verse 1, and it reads, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help," right? And spiritual Egypt is America.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many." And
that's what our people done. They by default trusted in this system, this in the way of life, the standard, and that's what they go by now. None of them trust in the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shah.
Settled on their leads.
Right.
Yeah.
They got real comfortable with what Esau was giving them, these benefits, like you said, the SNAP, right? These food stamps.
Yeah.
Now it's all taken away. Now it's so much chaos and commotions going on. We're like, oh, how are we gonna live?
But like the pride is like, dude, that's our God-given right. For you to give us these delicacies.
Right.
How dare you take them away? When you go into that word woe in this KJV dictionary here, the word woe, it says grief, sorrow, misery, heavy calamity, a curse.
See? Yeah, and that's what's in store for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Remember Matthew the 24th chapter when the disciples were inquiring Yahweh Shai, what signs will we see before you return? And one thing he said was earthquakes, famines, which is somewhere that we're seeing.
Yeah.
And he says these are the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, so we're at the beginning of sorrows for our time. Yeah. Is that it?
Well, let me just finish this. Isaiah 31 and 1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh."
Remember the scripture in 2 Ezra 16, after all those scourges come past, they still won't repent.
Right.
Look to the Lord after the Lord brings hell upon this place, starts judging, you Jakes around, everywhere, not just Milwaukee. There's still these 2/3 are still not going to look
towards the Lord, to lean upon the Lord.
Well, look at them now, right? Look. They're really being judged now, right? And look what they're doing. They're complaining to Esau. Right. You know, what are you doing? Help us! Don't take our food away. Give it back. You know, see, they're not leaning upon the Lord, man. Yeah, but that's cool. That's cool, man. That's cool.
So back in Chat GPT, it says local economy crushed. Oh, did you answer?
Yeah, but I'll wait to you.
No, go ahead. Then I'll go into
it. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, and I'll start at verse 37 to 39. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb."
And that's what we're dealing with. These the calamities are like in the birth pains, you know, because each stage it gets worse and worse and worse until that child comes, you know. So you got it.
It says, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
See? Yeah.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Right. So a lot of you that thought that these things that go on in the world wasn't going to affect you in some way, shape, or form. Now we can see, it's evident that a lot of you people are in trouble. All right, because you thought that nothing could affect you. You thought you can live your life, and we're coming to a time where things are going to drastically change. The way people live life is going to drastically change. People are going to become more hasty. People are going to lose it. And this, you know, it is already crash out season.
Love of many shall wax cold.
It's already crash out season. So
and to like it, you know that term, a comfort food.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because most of the people that they eat their favorite snack or food or whatever to comfort them in hard and depressive times. Yeah. Well, a lot of people aren't going to have that. Forget the grocery stores closing, man. There's not going to be any food out here, man. Yeah. Jake just blinked and just forgot about what was going on the ports. The strike is still up, man.
Yeah.
Okay. They haven't came to an agreement with that, you know. They just pretty much pushed the date back, you know. But that's still coming up. They could strike again, you know.
Okay.
So,
is that it? Yeah. Okay. So back here in Chat GPT, it says the local economy crushed. Hundreds of employees, mostly part time, lose jobs overnight. Right? You're talking about hundreds of employees. Right? Nearby fast food restaurants flooded with desperate job seekers and food customers using EBT cards. Small bodegas, raised prices due to demand and lack of competition. Turning SNAP dollars into even less value, which, you know, they're going to be taking that. So
it's like you got to think about the corner stores that have like a little, you know, they might sell two or three items in the back as far as food. Or, you know, you can get a cold cut sandwich or something like that.
TV dinner.
Yeah, you know, in the back that they might make for you or whatever like that. But they're not used to buying all of these supplies because you know that's not really meant to be, you know, sold in mass.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's just kind of like an extra perk.
Right,
about the
makes
store.
More money, you know.
Right, but now you're gonna have so many people coming there like, let me get 50 sandwiches. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But they're not gonna have the supply, and then if they have to order the supply, guess what? The price is gonna go up. You know, because the demand is high. You know, and look, Ishmael gonna charge $50 for them sandwiches, man.
Yeah,
and you know that's what we're telling you know Jake out there, you know, that there's gonna be a major shift in America, you know, coming soon, which really Jacob's trouble, you know, Jeremiah 30:7, where, you know, just complete, utterly chaos, confusion is going to, you know, arise, you know, and it's ultimately for one agenda, you know, for Esau to bring in his, you know, his new world order, you know, but, you know, this is what's coming to the earth, you know, and this is the warning that we're giving you so you could be ready and when all hell breaks loose.
Prepare yourself spiritually, because there's nothing carnal you're going to be able to do to escape the trying hour, you know. So it says wider fallout, right? It says children affected. School lunch programs face shortages due to increased dependency, right? Attendance drops as hunger impacts kids, energy, and health. Social unrest, peaceful protests erupt. And we're talking about a matter of weeks. All right, we're not talking about months. We're talking about a matter of weeks. Because a few $100s ain't gonna get is barely gonna get you through the week. The way that Jake eat, they don't know how to make meals that can stretch. Yeah, they don't know. They don't have that type of knowledge. On what it's just
the temperance to control your eating habits. It's just, your diet and whatnot.
Yeah. That's how we grew up, man. Our parents. Our mother would make a certain meal, and that meal will last three days
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it says, social unrest, peaceful protests erupt, led by local pastors, mothers, and students demanding emergency aid. All right, theft and looting increase. Right, so crime is going to be on the increase. And what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to go from finding immigrants to locking dissidents up and people who are disruptors, all right, and people who turn to crime. Okay, watch how this thing unfolds.
It's about to get super ugly.
Right, he didn't give him 500. What was it? 500 billion?
Yeah. To who? ICE?
Not 500 million. Not 50 million. No. Inside joke.
To get the
Slack.
Who to ICE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
500 million or billion?
I'm about to get the actual.
I think
numbers.
it's billion. But what is that saying? They're putting money towards law enforcement, and there is going to be a police state. All right.
I don't.
You got to see if I get the numbers here. A little over 10 billion.
Okay. Well, you're wrong. So that's still a lot of money. That's
definitely a lot of money.
Just a quick.
Oh no, it was 500 billion to the data centers.
Okay, yeah. You see,
that's what I'm thinking.
You see those big what do you call it? Farms or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The little cyber factory farms that they're building.
No,
I forgot exactly what you call it, but I know it has the word farm in it, man. And they're building these gigantic AI farms.
See, more
that chip is coming, man.
Oh, for sure.
That chip is coming.
Yeah.
So
you got it, bro.
No, you got it. I will.
Okay. So back here it says theft and looting increase, especially from delivery trucks and convenience stores.
I got it. Now I want to read it because I want to say it. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12, and then there's another precept. In 2 15 it says, because iniquity shall abound, which iniquity sin upon sin.
Right.
The love of many shall wax cold. Now, when you go into that word wax cold, the Greek word is psycho, which means waning love. People are going to become cold-hearted, not care for one another.
Yeah. Neighbor, a friend against friend, neighbor against neighbor.
I was going to grab that one.
Mother against father, mother against children. All of it. It's going to be great division, man. The Lord said that I have not come to
bring peace.
Luke, that's back in that Luke 12.
I got one more. 2 Ezra chapter 15, and I want to just get straight to the point. Verse 18 into 19, it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah. This is what you call chaos.
And verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because the lack of bread and great tribulation.
Yeah. So this is a setup for something far worse and far more dire than what people are, than people expect.
Right.
We know because we can see all of these things. All of these scenarios are very, very, very much on point, So we can see these things afar off,
right.
And that's what we've been telling. That's what we've been talking about, But Jake ignore us, they scoff at us, but your scoffing is going to lead to your punishment,
Right.
And then we're gonna laugh at you because the whole time you denied us. That's that Proverbs 1:20 on down. You know,
The elder and other brothers on the chat.
Hey,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Put up a scripture.
I can't see it though.
You can grab the.
I can get the comments though.
Oh yeah, if you could do that, that'd be. Oh, right there. With the as a red dot on it.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. Now you can see the comments. I can actually just let me know which one you're gonna read.
Isaiah 6 and 9. I mean 10.
Was that the last one?
Yeah, you can press that one right there. Yeah.
Well,
No, I'll read it from there. This is Isaiah 6 and 9 from the elder Atazawan. And he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart," verse 10, "make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with the heart and convert and be healed."
Yeah, so these people are blinded.
Right.
Is that your battery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. No, I would say that the Lord has to, I give you the spirit so you can understand what's being taken place in these times. But the ones who don't understand is because the Lord put a spiritual covering over their eyes, what they're not able to see. That's Romans 11 and 7. Yeah. What then Israel have not attained which he seeketh for, but the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. So Israel's looking for this, but they can't find it. This is why when we go out on the highways and hedges, okay, and you see Jake, scoffing or coming up against us, or even just walking past and not listening, is because they don't see what we see. So unless the Lord takes that cover off, they can't convert, and be healed. Verse 11, it says, "Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate." So yeah, and that's exactly what's going to happen to America.
Have you seen that? Oh, keep going.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen to America. It's going to be a complete desolation. So that's how long it. Once that happens, that's the end of it. At the beginning of something new.
So was it or you?
Yeah, there was a verse. Yeah, that's all.
Oh yeah, he got more precepts.
Yeah. No, that was actually all his precepts that he had on there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go back to ChatGPT, dealing with the scenarios. All right. It says social unrest. All right, and we're on the part where it says police and city officials crack down, deepening tensions. All right, because that we know. They just had, because it was a shooting on Water Street up here.
I
heard about that.
Yeah.
Right, so they're actually having they're addressing it. I think it was today they addressed it. So they're already talking about more crackdowns while they just shut down these grocery stores. Which is just like right on time. It's like perfect.
Right, it's like one after another, man.
Yeah, and for sure this city is gonna go up in no time, in absolutely no time.
The sedition gonna start in no time.
Yeah. It says long-term consequences, property values sink, landlords struggle with unpaid rent. Food desert, label becomes official. No new grocery store, the grocery show interest in investing. Right. So what's happening is the corporate is pulling out, these the groceries that they're pulling out, and Jacob really ain't gonna have nothing.
Think about the gang. Let's think about certain men who are in gangs, right? Who had, those stores were around their hood, their block. Now, what's happening is that they're gonna more of the Jakes are gonna be pushed to another side or another location, which is gonna cause a lot of chaos and havoc. So it's kind of Esau he's like pushing them in, and circling them, around so that they have nowhere to go.
It says government response here. It says delayed as usual. Emergency FEMA food drop arrives 3 weeks later. Right. I mean, and it might get so bad that it might be a catastrophe. And that's how these people are acting anyway. but we told you it was going to happen, you know? So, I mean, of course, we keep an eye out on what can transpire, even though this is a scenario, you know, we're going to keep our eye out. But again, it just goes back to that encounter we had, you know, and we thought about that as we're looking at the things that's transpiring. The city, not just this city, but many cities are going to go up in flames. You know, a lot of people, a lot of unrest, but this is just a pretense of what the scriptures are saying. The prophecy is, you know, so we're seeing it, and we're seeing it clearly, and it's speaking and not lying, as the scripture say. And yeah, I mean, it ain't getting no better. It ain't getting no better, you know.
And it's one thing, so like, if I may, it's one thing to give a scenario of a something that could possibly happen, and it's another thing to actually give you the actual update or news, man, to that thing that's actually happening, man. You know, pertaining to prophecy. You know, and this is why what is this? Reality. Okay, prophecy is reality, and reality is prophecy, and you people are seeing that, man. All right, in 4K.
Yeah, prophecy shapes this world, the world that we live in. You know, so yeah, and this thing can take weeks. You know, next thing you know, we're in a national emergency here. You know, crime is going up. You know, people are, you know, old people are dying because they ain't got, you know, and kids are getting sick. You know, it's just those are, you know, these are the end times. These are the beginning of sorrow. So yeah, man, it wasn't no joke. It was never a joke, you know, and that's why we got to stay prayed up. All right, and that's our number one tool in this time, because you ain't gonna get it through carnality. You're not gonna get it through materialism. You're not gonna save your life that way. That ain't how this thing is going. Especially in the end, you're gonna have to be tuned into the Spirit, and the Spirit of the Lord is gonna have to be dealing with you.
Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time, strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Yeah. And the number one thing is obedience. And those that ain't obedient, they gonna catch a spiritual beating, or you know, they're just gonna fare worse, you know, for the worse.
Yeah. So like this
So any closing?
Somebody in the chat, CE, said that the whole world is burning. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it ain't just here in America.
Yeah,
right? But we know
exactly.
But we know, you know, according to prophecy, man, that, you know, America's, you know, once that fire is lit, man, it's not going to stop.
Yeah, and the scriptures tell you that the whole world. You know, what will I? We read it earlier, Luke 12:49. The Lord is coming to send fire, and what will I if it already be kindled? So it's kindled all over the world. You know, it ain't, and then that's the thing we said earlier. It ain't just here. You know, this is just a pretense for other cities like this city, the low income, you know, neighborhood. You know, the majority of these people live off government assistance. All right, and you know, and they live off Black culture and all of that. And the Lord's about to put an end to it all, not just in this city, you know. So, you know, we pretty much clarified that, you know. So, yeah, you know.
Was it Ezekiel 9?
Right.
You know, judgment is going to come to all the nations, man. But it's going to start with the Lord's people.
House of Israel, yeah.
The house of Israel, man. You know, you Israelites, okay?
Yeah. Mainly those who supposed to know this truth.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you know better, man.
Yeah.
You know, the father come home, man, and to punish, you know, for disobedience. So you gonna look at the ones that's supposed to. Hey, man, I told you what to do. You knew exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, we got anything closing? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying. You know, and keep watch, because this is the time to keep watch, man. This shit is heating up. Yeah. This shit is really heating up. You know. So with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rekakodash.
Double honors to our apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who are pushing the work in truth and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.